We do people fall in love with you? Have you ever wondered why certain people are drawn to you so deeply, almost irresistibly? Is it really about your personality, your looks, or your charm? Or could there be something much deeper happening beneath the surface? Carl Jung, one of the most influential psychologists of the 20th century, believed that love is not random. In fact, people fall in love with you for only two profound reasons, and both are rooted in the deepest layers of the human psyche. In this video, we explore Jung's fascinating ideas on love, projection, the anima and animus, and why people are magnetically pulled toward you not for who you appear to be, but for what you represent in their inner world. We dive deep into the unconscious forces that shape romantic attraction and reveal the two profound reasons someone truly falls in love with you. Reasons that go far beyond surface-level qualities and instead reflect the hidden architecture of the human psyche. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the Mental Dose channel and join our community for insights on personal and spiritual growth. Now, let's get started. The hidden logic of love. We often like to think of love as a magical accident, a spark that ignites without warning. Yet for Carl Jung, even the most sudden attraction follows a deeper order, an inner logic crafted not by chance but by the unconscious. What feels like a spontaneous connection is rarely spontaneous at all. It is a visible result of invisible forces shaped by years of inner development, unprocessed emotion, and unmet needs. Behind every instant bond lies a silent architecture of the psyche that guides us towards certain people and away from others. This is where Jung introduces the idea of projection. Each of us carries hidden images within, fragments of who we are, who we were, or who we long to become. These images are often repressed, denied, or buried in the shadows of the unconscious, but they do not disappear. They wait, and they speak to us through others. When we meet someone who resonates with these inner fragments, we feel drawn to them in a way that seems mysterious, even magical. But it is not truly them we are seeing. It is a part of ourselves reflected in their presence. Imagine someone who has spent their life being cautious, reserved, perhaps even fearful of emotional exposure. When they meet someone bold, expressive, and unapologetically free, they may feel instantly captivated. That feeling is more than admiration. It is resonance. The other person embodies something dormant within them, a potential buried under years of suppression. The attraction is real, but the force behind it is the unconscious responding to what it needs in order to evolve. The same is true in reverse. Someone may fall in love with you not because of your visible traits, but because you unknowingly represent something they lack, a quality, an emotional tone, a way of being they have been unconsciously searching for. You become the missing piece, a living symbol of a part of themselves not yet developed. Reason 1. You represent something they lack. Is not simply about opposites attracting. Opposites reveal what is missing. A rational person may be drawn to someone deeply emotional. An introvert may fall in love with an extrovert. A structured soul may be fascinated by someone chaotic. But admiration can easily slip into dependence if the person does not recognize that what they admire in you is something they could nurture within themselves. They may cling to you not out of genuine love, but out of unconscious need, and as soon as that need changes, or as soon as your humanity disrupts their idealized image, The attraction may fade. This is a danger of projection. It creates an illusion of connection that often cannot withstand reality. When the illusion breaks, the love built upon it begins to collapse. The archetype we fall for. Jung did not stop at projection. He went further with his concept of the anima and animus. Every man carries within him an unconscious image of the feminine, known as the anima. Every woman carries within her an unconscious image of the masculine, known as the animus. These are not random preferences or cultural roles. They are inner figures shaped by early relationships, especially with parental figures, and by collective symbols of masculinity and femininity inherited from culture, myths, and the human psyche itself. Over time, these archetypes become emotionally charged blueprints. We carry them unknowingly until one day we meet someone who seems to fit them perfectly. When that happens, the attraction can be overwhelming. There is often a deep sense of familiarity, as if we have known this person forever. It can feel like destiny, so recognition, or an ancient memory reawakened. But Jung would caution us, this is not fate. It is not evidence of soulmates. It is the psyche recognizing its own internal design reflected in another human being. Reason 2. You awaken an unconscious inner image. Someone falls in love with you because you awaken a powerful, unconscious image they have carried for years, not necessarily in appearance or behavior, but in essence. You activate an internal pattern that stirs deep emotion. That is why the connection feels immediate and irrational. It is not about you as a person. It is about the symbol you become in their inner world. But here lies a problem. When someone falls in love with an inner image projected onto you, they are not truly seeing you. They are seeing a fantasy, a sacred idea, a psychological construction. You become the screen onto which an old projection is cast. And as soon as the real you begins to emerge, with flaws, contradictions, and human limitations, the fantasy begins to crumble. What once felt divine becomes confusing. What once felt perfect becomes complicated. Conflict emerges, disappointment follows. The illusion collapses under the weight of truth. This is why many intense relationships begin with euphoria and end in chaos. They were not built on mutual understanding, but on archetypal projection. No human being can live up to an archetype forever. Love as a catalyst for growth despite the pain projection can bring. Jung did not see this as failure. He saw it as essential. Love is not merely an emotional experience. It is a tool of transformation. Every person we fall for becomes a mirror. What we see in them reveals what we need to see in ourselves. Some reflect our hidden potential. Others expose our deepest fears. Some awaken creativity, others insecurity. All serve the same psychological purpose: to accelerate individuation. The process of becoming whole. When someone falls in love with you, they believe they see something magical in you, and they do. But the magic lies in what you awaken within them. You are not just a person. You are a symbol, a turning point, a psychological invitation. The same is true for those you fall in love with, especially the ones who shake you, change you, or break your heart. They are not random. They are carriers of meaning, catalysts for inner evolution. Not all relationships are meant to last. Some are meant to disrupt. Some are meant to break patterns. Jung called these encounters synchronistic events. They are not logically connected, yet deeply meaningful. When someone appears in your life at the right moment and evokes powerful emotion, it is a sign that change has already begun. Even the painful ones are not mistakes, especially the painful ones. The final realization, love and the self. So why do people fall in love with you? Because you either reflect something they desperately need, or you awaken something they have forgotten. In both cases, the love is not really about you. It is about the self trying to evolve, and the same is true for you. You fall in love with those who mirror your missing parts, who resemble your inner images, who unknowingly carry the key to your next stage of growth. But if you do not recognize these patterns, you may repeat them endlessly. You may believe you are unlucky in love, when in truth your unconscious is trying to teach you something you are not yet ready to learn. Jung believed the answer is awareness. When you understand your projections, your inner figures, and your recurring patterns, you stop searching for someone to complete you. You begin becoming whole within yourself. From that place, love transforms. It is no longer rooted in fantasy or fear. It becomes grounded, real, and free, because the deepest love is not about finding the perfect person. It is about awakening the parts of yourself that have been waiting to be seen. You do not just fall in love with others. You fall in love with the version of yourself they help you uncover. Understanding love through Jung's lens reveals one truth. It is never just about the other person. It is always a journey back to the self. So the next time someone falls in love with you, or you feel that deep pull toward another, ask yourself, what part of my soul is waking up right now? If this reflection resonated with you, feel free to share your thoughts and subscribe for more deep explorations into psychology, relationships, and the inner world.